Today we're going to need to determine the perimeter of this figure, and it's in inches. So I can see that if this length right here is 12, then on the opposite side has also got to be 12. So let's figure out this length of this rectangle. So we've got 12 plus 10 plus 12, and that's going to give us 34. Next, what we're going to need to do is figure out what the length of this semicircle is. To do that, we're going to need to multiply the radius, which is 5, by pi. So let's go to our handy-dandy calculator, and we can see that 34 plus 5 pi is going to give us 49.7. Remember that the unit of measurement is in inches, so we're going to write 49.7 inches. Great. So let's move on to the next one. It's a little tricky. We can see that this one's going to be in centimeters, and let's start off again with this rectangle. So if this length right here is 4, then this has also got to be 4. And we don't know what this is, so what we can do is use a little deduction to determine that if this length right here of the semicircle is 2, then we know that when it wraps around, it's also going to be 2 right here. And we can sort of continue this to the other side, and it's also going to be 2. When we bring it up, when it wraps around to the top, this line is going to be 2. So we're going to add 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4, and I know that 6 plus 6 is going to give us 12. So we're almost done. Next, what we're going to need to do is multiply this radius 2 by pi. So again, let's go to our calculator. Let's multiply 12 plus 2 pi. And the answer is 18.2 centimeters. 18.2 centimeters. Excellent. So now we're going to be working with no longer a rectangle but an isosceles trapezoid. So to do this, what we're going to need to do is determine the length, and I can see that 4 plus 6 plus 10 is going to give us 20. Now what we need to do is figure out what the distance is of this semicircle. We don't have the radius, it's not given to us, so let's think about this. If this side is going to be 6, we know that if we split it in the middle, it's going to be 3 on each side. And that if this is an isosceles triangle, this side is going to be the same length as this side, meaning that we can also split it 3 and 3, and the radius is going to be 3. So let's go to once more to our handy dandy calculator. We can do 20 plus 3 pi, and the answer is going to be 29.4. 29.4 doesn't give us unit of measurements, but there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, and I'd be delighted to help you.